Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. And just a couple of days after I said I was really excited for the Imola Grand Prix, it has been cancelled because there has been an extraordinary amount of rainfall and there are lives lost, and it's all pretty tragic and terrifying. And I wish the people of San Marino all the best, and hopefully they can get their lives back on track as soon as possible. But for Formula 1, I don't think this is a terrible idea. I think cancelling the Grand Prix was the right thing to do, and actually 100% necessary, because the paddock was flooded anyway. I think the Formula 1 paddock was alright, but it's where the Formula 2 and Formula 3 cars go. Apparently that was like knee deep in water. So it wasn't really possible anyway. And we have so many races on the calendar. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't replace it. I don't think it's necessary. I know they made a big deal about this being the biggest Formula 1 calendar ever. But the majority of people that I've seen, like the YouTubers I watch and people who've left comments on my videos, you know, the general feeling is there's too many races anyway. So we're back down to 22. Now, of course, this is the second Grand Prix that's been cancelled this year already, because China was cancelled because of their COVID lockdowns. But, I mean, it's a shame to lose Imola. It's a fantastic track. It has a great history in Formula 1, but as needs must. And I think this proves without a doubt that if there is a God, he is a Ferrari fan, because obviously he didn't want to see Charles Leclerc spin in Italy in a Ferrari, and so bit of rain, get it cancelled, we can all move on. There was some doubts about Monaco going ahead, which is next week, because they've got to move everything from Imola and all the trouble we're going to have doing that and get it across to Monaco. But as far as I'm aware, they have said the Monaco Grand Prix is going ahead at the moment, unless something changes. So we have that to look forward to. And I guess it's not really the end of the world to lose one Grand Prix. As I said, there's so many races this year. It's probably not a bad thing anyway. But I think we're shooting off to Monaco next week. I hope there's some effort to put some money together from the FIA, the drivers, the teams, whoever, to help people in Imola. I think it's an important place for Formula 1. And not just because of the Grand Prix that goes on there, but the AlphaTauri factory is near there. The Ferrari factory is not that far away. It's really in the heartland of Formula 1. And motorsport in general. So hopefully it honours that history and it does something. I'm not quite sure what yet. I did have some ideas for racing. Formula 1 cars generally don't do too well on water, so I thought, well, I had an idea and I'd like to show you that idea. Right, so I'm going to need a few things for this. This will do. Slowly cut around the Lilo. I never actually had one of these as a kid. I've never been in a giant inflatable tyre in a body of water. How shocking is that? I'm just going to try and stick it around a Red Bull. Not entirely sure how. This is going to take some working out, I think. No, we don't need this middle bit. There we go. There we go. Nice big hole for the Formula 1 car to fit inside the giant inflatable tyre. This will, of course, give it buoyancy. This is important. Yeah, I'm just going to stick Max Verstappen in his car, of course. He's looking pretty pleased with himself. Move this Move these out of the way. Go on, there we go. Yeah, make him a bit smaller. Actually make him fit. There we go, yeah, just somewhere on top. I think it's important he can see what he's doing. And, you know, put the Lilo back. Well, he needs some way to steer. Just give him some oars. There we go. Yeah, that's looking pretty stunning, if I say so myself. Just move that. There we go, look, he's on the Thames. Perfect. Look at that. You would watch this. Just watch. He's getting closer. He's getting closer. I don't know why he's got an engine. He's got oars. He's making the noises as he goes along. There you go. He's off the screen. Tell me you wouldn't watch 20 of those going down the Thames. But the race being cancelled wasn't the only controversy to come out of this. Karun Chandhok, who is one of the few people I think is actually quite likeable on the Formula One commentary team, or the Sky Sports punditry team, whatever you want to call it, he has sort of shot himself in the foot. Because the drivers, they got a weekend off. They've made their plans. I think, as far as I'm aware, Max Verstappen is racing in an esport event, so he'll probably get angry, shout at someone and quit. Lewis Hamilton he's having a party in London with, I don't know if it's Justin Bieber's wife or sister or something, but I'm sure it was something Bieber. They're launching a perfume brand or a clothing brand, so Lewis Hamilton's going to the launch of that. They're strange lives these people lead. But Karun Chandhok was asked, I think people are just like throwing an idea around on Twitter where they're going to replace the Formula One race with an esports race where all the drivers can take part, maybe a few guests to fill out the gaps. And they were hoping the Sky Sports pundits could do commentary. But Karun Chandhok decided to reply on Twitter that actually he'd rather spend it with his children. Whilst an honourable thing to say, I'm a father myself, I love my children, and I do everything I can to spend some time with them. Given that you're weighing it against a tragedy that has taken lives and people wanting to put a charity event together to raise money to help them, and you were going to be working this weekend anyway, it was probably not the best thing to say. If he just said, no, look, I've got other things to do. No, if there's no Grand Prix, I've got other things to catch up on. That would have been fine. And if he apologised and said, I'll donate 50 quid to the cause, and I'm sure someone will do it. Like, you could choose any motorsport YouTuber and they'll do it. Like, 50 quid, I would do it. Like, I would do it for free, let's face it. I'm a whore, I don't mind. But like, you got like Jimmy Broadbent and Aidan Millwood and bigger YouTubers than me who I'm sure would jump at the chance to do commentary or even just racing it. So it's not that big of a deal to lose Karun Chandhok. Let's face it, he's not a bad commentator, but he's not the best ever. They're not losing out on too much with Karun missing. But it was a bit of a heartless statement in a bad situation. It's not really his fault. I mean, I think he has every right to spend time with his children if he chooses to. It was just not the right reply to what was being asked. If he just said no thanks, it would have been better. And hopefully there's no real backlash to it. I think a bit of a telling off is the absolute level of what's needed. We don't need to cancel Karun Chandhok. But I think it does sort of show that we expect these people, these drivers, I guess they're celebrities in some way, to just give their time so willingly. And you know, it's easy to forget they have lives too. And I'm not really coming down in support of Karun or going against him. I just think he could have worded his reply better. But I think, other than that, obviously, the main thing is just hopefully people can get back to their lives, their normal daily lives, as quickly as possible. And Formula One moves on. The circus goes to Monaco, and you know, we'll have that procession. I love Monaco, but I don't love Formula One in Monaco. I'm sure the race will be dull as dishwater again, but it's Monaco, it is special, it is unique, so I think it does deserve to be on the calendar. So that's what we have to look forward to. But of course, next week we have the Indy 500 as well. That's what's going to be my focus next week, because I'm loving IndyCar right now, and I'm going to be doing a load of IndyCar videos next week, which I'm looking forward to, and hopefully you will be too. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below, let me know your thoughts, and have a good one.